Hi everyone, welcome to another instalment of live Q&A where we've actually invited some of our fantastic style transformers to come on live and for me to answer some of their fantastic style questions. You all may know me, I'm Christy. We've got the lovely Fee in backstage doing all the techie because that is not my sweet spot. So she's helping me out technology-wise. I would like to welcome our beautiful style transformers. We've got Kathy, Liesl, and Cheryl there. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi there.
Can you hear us, Cheryl? We're having a little trouble.
You.
You can hear me. Good.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, guys, for agreeing to come on tonight and throw me some curly style questions. We'll cover off answering those in just a minute. We will bring you in and out. I think we've got the lovely Kathy first up with her great question. So Liesl and Cheryl, I'll bring you in a little bit later to go through your questions. Here we are, Kathy. Ready to go?
Yep, ready to go.
Fantastic. Now, you actually sent us a really great question that really covers off on pretty much all of our theory. But before we get into that, I thought we'd let everyone in on what we call your style theory. And that covers your colour palette, your style personality combination and your body shape, which you are a lovely, cool, muted light, yes?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
I see you in your gorgeous pink there. Your style personality combination is classic, natural and feminine, and that they all intertwine into a lovely style personality combo. How are you finding that combination now that you know it?
Yeah, it's a lot clearer to me when I am choosing an outfit or going to the shops to hone in on things that fit that style personality. Even though you sort of have an idea of it, it's good to have to be able to name it and have it at the forefront of your mind when you're choosing pieces.
And is it now, do you find easier to say no to things, like be attracted to it, but then no, you can say no to it?
Yes, especially when I see beautiful things that you and Fiona put together and I really admire them, but I know that they're not for me.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's get stuck into your question. You sent us a question. How do you inject your style personality or your style theory into new looks? And for us, and you've heard us say this 100 times, it's specifically about style personality. That is the must that you have to get right off the bat, because you know if you get that wrong, then you can feel slightly, that item won't get worn, or you can feel slightly uncomfortable all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes, yeah, that's definitely true.
And I just thought I'd pop up these looks here to sort of show people what sort of the different style personalities look like in theory or in an outfit. And remembering though that Kathy is a combination of these style personalities, so they sort of overlay really nicely into her authentic style, if you like. So you can see your classics, relaxed, natural in the middle there, and the feminine. So just a little reminder about your style personality there. And when you're buying garments, then it's about testing it against those sort of overall looks and whether they fit in. And we're talking about overall look, we're talking about fit, we're talking about the feel of the fabric, we're talking about the prints, the patterns, the colours that you wear. They all impact on the right style personality. So first and foremost, in response to your question, is you have to make sure and do that style personality test first. That's the first little test you do. And choosing some of your style words, even using the names of your style personality, is a great test. Test those items against those words to see if they fit. Next off, we would definitely say the best way, and if you're feeling a little bit uncertain about sort of exploring just learning your style personalities, you want to sort of explore them gently and not outlay too much money off the bat, just to sort of get a sense of them before you do sort of make those investment pieces. But absolutely trying new things. We do propose that you go for accessories and prints and patterns and things like that. Really great way to implement colour, particularly into your wardrobe, because they're just, and you can test your style personality with the prints you do choose as well. So it's a really great, particularly earrings and things like that. They're a low investment to make when you're sort of exploring that style personality. And then once you become more comfortable with that, you can then sort of explore more into those sort of more investment pieces. And you have, with your beautiful necktie there, Kathy, you've sort of delved into those accessories a bit more, right?
Yeah, that's right. And really trying to build up my accessories because, as you know, I've asked before how to inject that sort of specialness into a look or an outfit, and I think that getting the right accessories really does that.
Especially in this era of Zoom meetings from the bus stop.
Yeah.
It's a really great, accessories are a really great little interest point too. Things like brooches, neckties, earrings, they're a really great little way to be memorable and to make an impression on people too, especially if they can only see you from the bus stop. So it's a really great way.
Right. And the guidance that you've given on the right accessories has really helped a lot. Just those tips that you give on focal points, how to choose the right earrings for your personality and your face shape is really useful.
Fantastic. And the style transformation material, right, is accessible anytime you might like it or need it.
Yeah, love it.
Got it there to refer to.
Yeah, I've loved those.
So we've got our next slide. Thank you, Fee, in the background there. So in terms of implementing your body architecture theory, it's about, so we understand, as I pointed out earlier, you are a rectangle body shape, and that means you have fantastic natural proportion. So you are very evenly proportioned all the way through. But understanding your body shape and what shape you want to create with that body shape, it's also about understanding your style personality as well. So for you, you are that lovely combination of classic, relaxed and feminine. So the two shapes that you might want to create with your great proportionate rectangle body shape is either an inverted triangle, you can see that there with the first outfit, or if you want to go the sort of more feminine style personality, is a lovely hourglass shape. So you can see there, and I'll show you a little bit in the next slide, you can see there how each of those outfits create that shape from a rectangle shape. So for you, if you're wanting to create the lovely inverted triangle shape, so your more classic, relaxed, natural style personality combo, it's about streamlining. You hear that word from us all the time. Streamlining that bottom part, really going flat-fronted trousers, darker colours down the bottom, and taking out that shoulder line. And I've got a couple of pieces here for you, Kathy. Awesome Kali, the Saba Kali knit, which is a favourite of ours. And you can see here all the print pattern and interest is at the top and the volume, because that's going to create that streamlined bottom and that lovely broadened shoulder at the shoulder line. You've got horizontal stripes, you've got pocket detailing, epaulets, print pattern, the waterfall finish of the Kali knit. So it's about understanding where you want interest and volume for your inverted shape. But then do any of those pieces, or have you got any of those pieces, because they've appeared in our Super Styler style file, haven't they? Some of those.
Yeah, I don't have the Carly, but I do have the Marks jacket that you had there, which is
the Lani.
With the Lani with the big shoulders, and it's.
What colour have you got that one in, Kathy?
I've got it in that neutral, very soft brown, a very soft. Brownie cream. I don't even. I can't remember that.
Sort of taupey, camely taupey tan.
No, it's more of a taupe.
Yeah.
More of a taupe,
And,
yeah.
and you being that lovely cool light palette, you've got a bit of temperature neutrality, so that's a really great one for you as well. And as you say, you can wear those lapels nice and wide on there. There's not a client we haven't put that Lani jacket on and it's looked fantastic. And they do it in so many great colours. So it's,
I love it, yeah. I mean, even the jumper I'm wearing now that I bought has got a little bit of detailing at the shoulder, not too much, but I did notice it. As a feature that sort of widens the shoulders a little bit.
And even the necktie, Kathy, it brings that interest and volume up around the shoulders. So again, if we're streamlining the bottom and bringing interest and detailing up, then it's sort of that optical illusion of up and out. So, and the hourglass stuff we've got on the right side of the screen there, that's if you want to go sort of more that feminine silhouette. And you can see here, we haven't got too much volume down the bottom, but we've got a little bit more volume. Always, if you're creating that hourglass shape, you want to make sure you keep that waist shaping. It doesn't have to cling. You can skim that waistline as long as we don't lose it completely. And then again, same theory, we still want to bring the shoulders up and out with those garments there. So there's some beautiful, beautiful colour there. All of those colours, all in your palette. So there's some options for you. So really it is, in terms of body architecture, again, the style personality is a sort of fundamental element because that will help you understand what sort of shape you want to create from your rectangle. But you're lucky in that you are a rectangle, so you can wear your shift dresses and things like that and still have that lovely proportion. And your second great question was how some alternatives, because as you are a cool light, we had the sad news for you that no more black.
No more black. I put it in a box under my bed, all my black things.
But Kathy, have you found, now that you've found all these awesome colour combinations, that you actually don't miss black as much?
Yeah, I don't. And somebody else said in one of the sessions that it hurts their eyes now, and I can relate to that because I just think it doesn't suit me at all. I know that now.
Indeed, and there are other colours, like, so your black is now your navies and your charcoals, which look much kinder on you. So, and it still has that lovely slimming effect that black has, and that's why so many of our clients opt for black, because it has that slimming, elongating effect. But as does navy and charcoal. So, but that is, your question is a really common question for a lot of our clients who are happy to give up black, but they just don't quite know then where to go with shoes and tights and things like that. So I've popped together this little slide. I've pulled out specifically from your swatch your beautiful neutrals. So you've got your navies, but then up the end of your swatch, as you know, you've got your beautiful lighter greys, you've got your taupes, and there's that taupe colour you've got the Lani in. Is that the colour there?
Yes, similar to that, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Go straight to those neutrals for shoe colours. So you can see here, if you're wearing your darker tights, you can go any tight colour or any boot colour, but what we would say is keep it sort of similar in depth. So like you would wear a black tight and a black boot, if you're wearing navy tight, then you can go a maroon, a grey, as long as it's similar in depth, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You can see the options there, and it's the same with a grey tight. If you are opting for those lovelier, lighter, feminine colours, so you want to go more the nudes and the beige tights, then you can see there, you can totally go for those tans, taupes, stonier colours, and that again, a similar depth. It doesn't have to be matchy, but a similar depth in as your garments and or your tights. Are they helpful options for you?
Yeah, very much. The depth concept is something that really helps, because you do sometimes put two things on and you know it doesn't look right, but when you have the depth concept in your mind, you can wear the different colours. I think that was always a bit scary to wear before.
Yeah, and I think too, again, style personality does come into it, because Your more dramatic, rebellious style personalities might wear the more clashing colour combinations with their shoes and tights. But with you being a classic, relaxed feminine, you don't want to go cuckoo crazy with the colour combinations. You want to sort of keep it in line and, appropriate. So definitely, if you go for that similar depth shoe boot garment or shoe tight garment, then you're totally on the right track. But again, it's really important to remember you don't have to be matchy with everything either. As long as it's all in your palette and they all work in together, that's absolutely fine.
I've been working myself up to a pair of blush boots, so keep that in
mind.
mind.
There's some there in that little picture. You go to your style file. And so, Kathy, I will ask you, referring to your style file, you obviously have access to that because you joined us as a style transformer. Then you opted to join our membership, which is called the Super Stylers.
Yeah.
So we like to ask and let people know how you felt about your style, what prompted you to sort of hook up with our style transformation.
I saw a couple of your intro sort of webinars like this one, and I really found both of you and Fiona so engaging, and you made such good sense with the information that you gave. And I felt like my wardrobe was not too bad, but it was a bit all over the place. And, getting older, you sort of change a little bit and you can lose your mojo a little bit. So I really wanted to put some energy into getting the joy back in getting dressed and going shopping and buying new pieces. So I thought it would help, and it really did.
Fantastic. And the joy, isn't it interesting that the joy comes back when you have the theory?
Yeah, the confidence too. You've got lots of knowledge that you can go and choose the right thing.
So it's not just indiscriminate now.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, and you've mentioned the joy you have now. Following the transformation, how you feel about your style now with all the knowledge you have?
Yeah, I think it's really coming together. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a lot better. I've got a lot more things that I can wear in different combinations. So you can buy the one thing like the pink jumper and wear it with lots of different things in different for different occasions, I guess. So I feel like I can get more wear out of my clothes. And
that's awesome.
When I'm buying something, to feel more confident that it's the right thing and I'm not going to sort of leave it in my wardrobe and not really wear it.
A bang for buck thing, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, we refer to it as a cost per wear thing, and it is very much the case too, because when you're shopping in a palette, you're not putting everything with black, because as you've heard us say again many times, is black doesn't like colour as much as other colour does.
Yeah.
So about understanding how that all works in together and how fabulous and the different colour combinations you can get in one swatch or in one palette.
Yeah, that's right. So, I love my colour palette. I carry it everywhere I go.
And it's really great too. Your colour palette is just perfect, ideal for your style personalities. And so if we were to ask you what your biggest takeaway was from the style transformation, what would that be? It's tricky, but what would it be in terms of biggest takeaway?
I think it's an overall sense of confidence, and also it's very fun, and it's nice to sort of join a group with like-minded women, and it's a very supportive group, and you and Fia are so engaging and warm and really know your stuff, but make everybody feel really included, which is really lovely. But I think go back to that word of joy and fun. It's about really having fun with it and enjoying what you wear and feeling more confident.
That's fantastic, and that makes us so happy. It's so happy. It's so rewarding to help women through the same process we even went through back in the day, and learning that, understanding that style, you don't have to be born with it. You can learn it.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us. Stick around because I think we're going to bring you back in at the end to
Okay.
say goodbye. And I hope, and of course, these slides will be accessible to you as a super styler to refer to, but I hope it's given you a few little ideas and a few more tips to take on.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll see you a bit later. We're going to bring in Liesl now, Fee. The lovely Liesl. Here she is. Hello, hello. Thanks for sticking around, Liesl.
Quite all right.
And I would like, if it's okay, for you to tell us a little bit about yourself as a little intro for our watchers out there.
So I'm a mum of 3 school-age children. So I've got a 17-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So I run around.
Busy?
I work for myself. I sit on a lot of boards and committees now. I left the public service behind. I'm from Canberra, so that's a normal story for us Canberrans. And so now I work for myself, sitting on those boards and doing investment work. So I work from home, but tend to be out and about a bit. And then on top of that, just to add a little layer, is that I'm the wife of a politician. So in terms of getting dressed, I have that thing of always having, when I leave the house, always having to look on, but not too on, and
appropriate for all contexts.
That's right, and a lot of it, but I also have a lot of event dressing on top of that.
Yes, so, and that's hence the question this evening, hey? Busy. So in terms of hopping on board to the style transformation, I think we can hear sort of why you might have joined us, but in your words, what attracted you to the style transformation?
Well, I had going from full-time work was a really big transition, actually, and also leaving the time when your kids aren't going to throw food at you anymore. I suppose, yeah, so getting out of the baby and toddler zone, and then so not having to be, because I was quite relaxed kind of in what I wore for a long time, because you just had to be. And then on top of that, coming out of full-time work, so not having the strictures of, I suppose, of being in a management position where you had to dress corporate and you had to be more serious, I suppose, in how I dressed. And that's not really my personality, but refinding that and trying to find how I wanted to express myself and how I could without, and yet feel comfortable at the same time, was after. And so I came your way.
Awesome. And it's interesting to hear that, because more often than not, our clients come to us at a transition point in their life. So either going from work into maternity leave, or going back to work after maternity leave, or like you, a real change in lifestyle, and then later on even into retirement. It is about sort of losing that mojo or losing yourself, particularly when you're a mum, and rediscovering yourself.
Exactly.
And we have, in terms of knowing about your lifestyle, but we're going to cover off on your theory. And your theory is a beautiful, cool, clear colour palette. And we've got an awesome style personality combo of dramatic, elegant and sultry. What a combo. And again, that beautiful natural proportion of a rectangle body shape, which we always say is a very versatile body shape, because as we've just seen with Kathy's theory, from rectangle you can create a lot of different shapes, but particularly for you, Liesl, that body shape has got to be that lovely hourglass or inverted triangle for your dramatic, but hourglass for that elegant, sultry combo. Now, your great question, Liesl, was, let me just scroll down here, to get your cost per wear down. As you mentioned in your little intro, you do a lot of events with your partner, and hence you've got lots of event wear, yes?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and you wanted to know how to get that cost per wear down. Like, how do you get more bang for buck out of those gorgeous dresses? And I've chosen a dress and skirt option. First up, this beautiful skirt here, the blue, it's a Zara accordion skirt. As I should point out, these aren't Liesl's items. These are just items that are available in the shops, but just to give ideas, Liesl, about how you can sort of mix and match, because you did say you were attracted to sort of that trainer skirt look.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you can imagine this gorgeous blue satin skirt in a formal situation with a very elegant, sultry top and some strappy heels or something like that. But absolutely, you can see the different options here. We've got a very casual option with those awesome, I thought those trainers might be very you, actually, Liesl. Those trainers, let me just look at those trainers. They are the Jubilant white sneaker. They're available at David Jones. And the leopard print jumper. Leopard print, all about the dramatic and sultry and elegant, really. So good option. I'd say you've got a fair bit of animal print in your wardrobe, Liesl.
Yes, but I'm always very attracted to the animal print that's in black and white, because often it's in neutral tones that don't suit me as much. I think the look
absolutely.
Of that.
I hear you on that one. That is a Zara number as well. That's the full sleeve pullover from, oh, hang on, I beg your pardon. No, that's the Harper Jacquard pullover. That's from DeCuba. So that's a good option. DeCuba actually have a lot of great monochromatic. They've got a lot of black, white, greys in there. So really good for a cool clear. As you say, a lot of the animal print is, but that's in our lovely cool clear neutrals. So definitely, I would say though, with your rectangle body shape, definitely always, if you're going to pair that jumper skirt look, I would definitely do that little half tuck, the secret little half tuck, because what we want to do is interrupt that horizontal line in the midline there, and that will give you, as we always say, that nice illusion that a rectangle should always try and create that illusion of a waistline. And to elongate the darker colours down the bottom as well. Focal points up, really great for a rectangle. Particularly too, you wanted me to point out, Liesl, that you aren't a tall rectangle.
I'm not a collar. Yes, I'm only 5'3". So
yes, so very important to have that half tuck. So we've got those angular lines happening as well. The middle version, I've got a more casual sort of version. I put the heel boots. Obviously, a more casual thing would be flatter boots, but knowing you are a dramatic, elegant, yes, always, and because you are small, a heel is very important, some height. Even those trainers have a bit of a lift in them. So height is always really important. So you could, if you're a sort of more relaxed, elegant or relaxed, sultry perhaps, wear a flatter boot. But I know dramatics love to make a statement. Yes?
Yes, exactly. I'll wear those for as long as I can. It's getting harder as I'm older, but
exactly.
And just go until I can't anymore.
Yes, do it for me, Liesl. Do it for me. I'm past it. But you can see here, I've got that fabulous, and this is a little trick we introduced to our super stylers and our style transformers, the faux collar, or the collar bib, we call it. So it's about just popping that little, I've actually got mine on tonight. You can see there's no sleeve, so you can wear it under a shorter sleeve or a long sleeve. It just cuts down on that bulk on the upper part of you. So you can see how I've added that to that little, it's the full sleeve pullover again, it's a Zara number. Just that tucked under that little top just adds that little bit more of a focal point from the bust up. And absolutely perfect for a more casual situation, a brunch, a dinner or something like that, even a meeting. I think when you're adding that little collar, I think that's, and putting a heel with it, absolutely appropriate for any kind of meeting, or especially when you work for yourself. You're not sort of constricted by those sort of corporate uniformy attire.
And that's great. Go day to night and you just take the collar off.
I know, and you've got a different top again.
Yeah, because the number of times I'll have to go, I'll have to go from an office or from a meeting straight to a dinner, or is quite common. So, and change the entire outfit is a really attractive proposition. So that's. Yeah. Where are those collars from? Where was the?
I actually got mine from COS, but I have done search. That one specifically, it's got a little black or navy, I can't quite tell if it's black or navy, stitching on the collar as well. That's from Amazon Australia, would you believe?
Okay.
So if you do a little search, collar bib, fake collar or false collar or folk, all those sorts of words, it'll throw it up. I think there were some on ASOS and places like that, but there were a lot too that came up on Etsy. You could get chambray denim ones, you could get black ones, you could get white ones in a set. So if you do a bit of a search, they will definitely come up, because that is pretty much the key to changing up one garment is shoes and accessories. If you've got the right, and if you are shopping in a palette to your style personalities, you should have shoes and accessories that just switch out an outfit. Like, as you said, that collar bib could come off. You could have a pair of strappy heels in the car, and then you have your evening outfit. Sorry, I lost you there, Liesl, a bit.
Oh, sorry, change the earrings.
Yep. Maybe add a little bit more of a chandelier statement earring. Bob's your uncle. You're off to another event. Or the third option is a little bit more casual Sunday, barbecue, spring brunch type deal. You've got your lovely wedges. Add a little bit of flair, like a dramatic loves to do, with a necktie or something like that. And a bit of a print, and obviously you roll up the sleeves, and you've got quite a really relaxed sort of barbecue outfit, a friend's barbecue or summer dinner or something like that outfit. And you can see with all of those, just that little change up in shoe and accessory does change the level of refinement of a garment, absolutely. And you can access those, of course, all from your style file. As a super styler. We liking the look of any of those little bad boys?
All of them. I particularly like the first two. I like the concept of the third though as well. The idea, I hadn't thought of the jacket, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And I have to play with the necktie thing.
Yeah.
I learned
there might be a little piece of the week coming up next week, Liesl.
Because I didn't think my proportions were right, but going through the body, I can't remember.
Calculator.
Yeah,
My private stylist.
Yeah, going through my private stylist, it actually said to me that my neck is actually longer than I think. And
there
so
you go.
I'm the correct thing. So
and don't forget, and you've heard me we heard us talk about scale a lot, but for the people out there watching, don't forget style comes into it, because even if you did have a shorter neck, you mightn't go the full square necktie. You could go the sort of thinner ones. Or make your own. You just buy some lovely fabric and give it a bit of a hem around the outside, and then you could also do them longer, because that's the little video coming up next week talks about the different ways you can wear them. And I think as a dramatic, sultry, elegant, that is like right for the necktie, Liesl.
Yeah.
So the next little slide is the dress option. So if you are, and this is a gorgeous, gorgeous Ginger and Smart dress that I could actually see you in because of that lovely twist in the middle, and it gives that beautiful rectangle, a gorgeous waistline, which is all down the sultry alley. It's beautiful. I have imagine this as an event wear, so with your beautiful strappy heels and a real statement earring, but I've given 3 options here that are an alternative to that. The first one there is with a little espadrille heel, some more textury accessories. The bangles there are, I think they're rare rabbit, timber, but still brightly coloured, so it still works in with your palette. And those really textured earrings, I think they are from Adorn. So they do some great, so those earrings have sparkles in the middle, but then they've got that fringing on the outside. So again, that is sort of more your summer going out for dinner outfit, that gorgeous summery vibe with the more textured earthy accessories and shoes. But then you've got that middle option, which again, with that blazer over the top, it's a very sharp, great blazer for a cool, clear, dramatic. It's got some lovely sharp lines, but again, it's single lapel, nice and streamlined, but just giving that skimming waistline with a more understated earring, but still very sort of sharp and geometric for our dramatic, sultry elegant, and just a beige tight and a nude heel. And again, I think that's very meeting appropriate. Even, and I don't know, Liesl, even it is quite high contrast colours, which for a classic would not be great. But how confident would you feel as a dramatic, elegant, sultry wearing something like that in a professional context?
For me, that's perfect. I mean, one of my style challenges, I suppose, that I've set myself coming out of style transformation and going into super stylers is trying to go into that really high contrast color, because it gives me confidence. I actually feel I get quite a sense of power from wearing something that's so high contrast. So rather than scaring me, it spurs me on. So I love the idea of that jacket. I'd actually seen that before in one of the style files, I think.
Yeah. That is from, let me check, that one is from, it's called Piping Praise Jacket, and it's from Big City Chic. And it's an amazing colour, and the cut is perfect. It's a blazer I wish that I could find for all my clients in varying different colours, because it's just got that awesome theory. It's got the shaping at the waist without lots of volume. It's, you know, it's very streamlined, fantastic colour for you. And I was going back to what you were saying about that high contrast not scaring you. It is fantastic when clients find their style personality, understand how to translate it, and actually they're more confident to go further into their style personality.
It is. It's true.
And not, and actually not following your style personality decreases your confidence.
That could, absolutely.
And then lastly, the last little option, because you are a cool clear, that means you have still got black in your palette, and you can see with your darker hair colouring and that sort of thing, that makes sense with your characteristics. Then you've got sort of the more edgier bar wear that you could wear a dress like this too, with a sort of heavier, darker earring, tights, pointy, sort of edgy boots. You could even add a bit of a biker jacket to this, and a bit of darker eye makeup, eyeliner, eyeshadow, that sort of thing. So you've sort of got 4 different options that on the surface for that beautiful Ginger and Smart dress is just a sort of evening or wedding attire. Absolutely not.
It's you know, one of the things I didn't think about was just how playing with the texture of what you're wearing, of what you're matching it with, can just totally change the look. That I find that first one in particular just gobsmacking. It's so simple in terms of the tweak, but because that texture is just that little bit rougher, and that it just, well, rougher,
casualizes it.
Yeah, it just brings it down enough so that you don't feel like you're completely out of place somewhere. That's great. No,
and really, as I said, that dress is a statement in itself, but changing it up is just the accessories and the layering.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is my favourite thing to do. You can ask, and you've probably seen it. I just love doing these outfits.
I'll be spending my weeks taking out each individual formal piece and going, what can I do with this one?
You've got to make sure you post it for everyone to see, Liesl. And it is about that.
That's the wonderful thing about Superstyler, though, is to get all of those comments, because I did that. You know, I was the one last week. I did a shirt and pant combination that I wasn't quite sure about, and you pointed out that, do you feel uncomfortable about the depth of it because the pants weren't as deep as the rest of the outfit? And I said yes, but after everyone's comments, I thought, but I can still do. Yeah, I can do what I originally posted. Really good having everybody's feedback. It's really
and
good.
it's very positive, isn't it? We love how positive everyone is in the group.
Actually.
And it was really interesting too, because of your style personality combination and understanding that, the interesting colour combination was totally you in the dramatic, but the depth of colour for your elegant sultry probably was what. So it's about understanding in one outfit which is the dominant style personality you want to go with for that outfit. Yeah, and the mood. So, Liesl, thank you so much. But we've heard lots about why you came into the style transformation, and you've hinted at sort of where you're headed from here. But how are you feeling going forward with your style? Can you hear me?
I feel it's actually very, you were cutting out a little, but I think I understood the question enough, which is, how do I feel about where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel really confident and really quite happy and excited about where I'm headed. It's really funny coming into this coming into style transformation and I thought that a lot of what I wanted to wear and couldn't wear was a function of the fact that of my body size and shape. I'm a good size 14-16. As we've said, I'm not very tall. And I thought the clothes weren't out there for me, that I was excluded, if you like, from the way that I really wanted to dress because of that shape. But that wasn't the case at all. As soon as I learned the theory, as I got my ducks in a row in terms of style personality and the colors, and then my private stylist, so I understood where I needed, what I needed to do in order to get the shapes I wanted. I got a real confidence around being, yes, I can do it, and yes, I can look the way that I want to. So for all of those people who are out there thinking, oh, I'll wait till I lose a couple of kilos, or don't, because the theory holds no matter what size or shape you are. And, as women, more often than not, we will all change size. We'll have children. We'll go back to, and then we'll have possibly lumps and bumps we didn't have before. But, it all holds the theory. As long as the theory, you'll be happy in what you wear. And so I'm feeling really good about and looking forward to getting out now all my formal clothes and seeing what I can do with them.
I know, exciting. And we say spend some time, get a glass of wine or a cup of tea or whatever beverage you like when you have time, and just experiment. Put colours together that you haven't, particularly those colours in your wardrobe that you wear and love. Try experimenting with pairing it with colour rather than black. Even though you have black, Liesl, you've seen how colour loves colour.
Yeah, I've worn far less black since I've done this style. So I can wear black, I've worn it less, and I'm less inclined to wear it as well.
Yeah.
Even though today I'm black on.
Yeah. It's cold, right? That's fantastic, Liesl. And as I said to Kathy, stick around for a little bit because we'll bring you back in to say goodbye and say thank you again. But thank you so much. And I hope this has given you little bits of inspiration about how to get that cost per wear down of all your gorgeous event wear.
It absolutely has. It's really good.
Thanks so much. I'll see you a bit later. So we're going to talk to the lovely Cheryl now. Are you there, Cheryl? Thanks, Fee. Good, all working out?
Fine now.
There might be a little bit of a delay in the sound I'm noticing, so bear with us, people. So this is the lovely Cheryl who joined us in Style Transformation. Cheryl, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm retired. I've been retired for about 10 years now, and but busier than I've ever been because I've got 6 grandchildren that I'm actively involved. But I came from an education background where I'd worked in a classroom, and then I went into admin in deputy roles and curriculum. So, but I've always loved dressing up. I always made a point of dressing up in the classroom, and you know, and that didn't change when I stayed home and retired. So I still love dressing up, and I find that yeah, I had to really change the style of clothes that I wore. And I think the biggest challenge for me initially was I couldn't wait to get in and start going through colours. So when I first joined the style transformation, colour was the big thing for me. And I'd been wearing colours that were very, very bright. And, you know, you could see the colour, but no one could see me. So I faded into the background. Realised that. And so when I first went through my wardrobe, I looked at what I had left, you know, in terms of colour, and it was very light. I still like to have colour, but within my palette, there's plenty to choose from within my
Beautiful
palette.
colour.
Yeah. And so now I'm really adding new colours. I've never had green in my wardrobe before. Everything was pink, really. And so I love pink. I'm not missing black either. I'm loving charcoal.
Fantastic. And we should point out for everyone, Cheryl, that you are also a lovely cool light colour palette.
I am.
And that's something we talk about, isn't it, in the style transformation, how when we're younger, the colours we wear can be brighter and clearer because our features are brighter and clearer. But as we become ageless and get that little bit more knowledge, experience and texture in our skin, and our hair changes colour, then the colours we wear sort of have to follow that that pattern.
Absolutely. With colour too, I'd always had ash blonde hair, even though I've got warm undertones, and I kept sticking with that ash, knowing there was something not right. And when I got my, you know, the information on my colour, and it said, oh look, you know, don't have ash tones, have the highlights and lowlights. And I thought I was so smart going off to my hairdresser, and she just rolled her eyes. I've been trying to tell you that. So
I knew instinctively, yes.
Yes, she
Yes.
had been very diplomatically trying to tell me. But it changes your whole skin tone, your eye colour. It makes an enormous difference. So.
And that's one of the added benefits of understanding your colour palette, that colour palette actually crosses over to hair colour, accessories colours, makeup colours. It sort of covers that whole gamut, doesn't it?
It does. That was.
And Kathy, you sent us a really great question. This is one we often get for people in the sort of lighter palettes, and that is, if I like a bit of, and Kathy, sorry, Cheryl, can you remind us again your style personality combination?
Well, that was something to identify, but elegant, creative and relaxed natural.
Which is a fantastic fantastic combination to have, and that it's super clear why you asked the question you asked us, and that is, how do I inject that lovely depth and rich colour into my palette if I'm a lighter palette? Being a cool light palette, there is that perception that there's lots of light pastels, but I put these slides together to show you that absolutely we have some lovely, rich, deep, elegant colours in your colour palette. It's just that they are the deepest, darkest colours in your palette. And what we would say is that perhaps because you are a cool light, you would definitely wear those colours sort of on the lower part of your body, which also has the added benefit of elongating and streamlining that bottom part. but that you would pair it with more those colours on the right-hand side of the screen, which are your sort of basic colours. So the ones on the left side we refer to as core or neutral, but you can see there's a lovely rich burgundy, a really lovely purple, but then you've got your greys and your navies in there as well. So as an elegant, those colours as a foundation colour and piece are fantastic to add. As you can see, all those beautiful, more basic, brighter colours. You've still got some lovely bright colours in there in your palette.
I love the colours.
Yeah, and the next slide I've put together a few examples of, and these again, if you looked back at that last slide, you can see these colours mimic the sort of bolder, richer colours at the bottom, with the lighter print pattern colours up top. And for a cool light, sort of the depth of colour near your face wouldn't be any more than a navy, or even that sort of end jumper on the left, the right-hand side there, that's a Sportscraft number. So that's probably as deep dark as you go. But as you know, we give you lots of great little tips about how you can potentially cheat within your palette as well.
Yes.
And you can see we've got that gorgeous, gorgeous dress there from Bird's Nest. And as a rectangle, you're a lovely proportionate rectangle as well, Cheryl, that you've got that, you can't quite, I don't know if you can see it, you've got that under bust shaping. And the best thing for a rectangle is to have that sort of skimming, not clinging waist detailing, never to lose that waist. And that dress, it's got some lovely rich burgundy. It's got the navy outline and the white spot in the middle. And that's right up your sort of creative alley too, in terms of the print. So that's a Bird's Nest. It's called the Altair Shift dress from Bird's Nest. And Bird's Nest have got some fantastic options. Then you've got that lovely, rich, deep purple. I think we call it a deep periwinkle in your colour palette, but it's paired with that, what we'd call more of a basic colour for you, that sort of lovely, soft lavender. And again, if you've got those lighter colours close to your face with the deeper colours below, then that's absolutely going to work. You as a cool light and having sort of that medium contrast level for you is perfect.
Love it too.
And that, the skirt's from Zara, and the jumper is from Boden. It's a cashmere jumper, and they've got some beautiful pieces in your colour palette. In Boden loves colour. And the next one is that gorgeous silk print shirt from Sportscraft. And again, it's got your sort of lighter blues and those sort of middle blues that I showed you in the previous slide. And they're paired with that sort of fantastic Felicity velvet pant from Sportscraft as well. And again, perfect contrast for your palette. Pairing your deeper, richer colours with, and velvet, fantastic for an elegant style personality. Pairing it with your sort of print patterns, richer colours up top, basic colours up top. Then we've got the beautiful teals, sort of in your palette. I think they're called a deep ultramarine or an ultramarine, and they are. It's a universal colour, so it looks great on a lot of people. That one is, it's a modal tee from Sportscraft, again, sponsored by Sportscraft. We love Sportscraft. We have so many wins for our clients at Sportscraft. And then we've got the Sportscraft jumper and the Bird label Mallory skirt. That's got a really, again, you can sort of see the navy rich burgundy. And again, a little bit creative for your creative style personality.
Yeah, they're all
so how you like those pieces?
I do. I'm really, well, the first two I just absolutely love. I'm really drawn to the teal as well. I've never had, as I said, greens or teals in my wardrobe, and I'm really gravitating to those colours. So, but I love the last outfit as well, the skirt particularly. So
And all of those too, going back to Liesel's question about how do we change up these pieces, just by adding a trainer or a boot or a brogue, you can really change the mood of all of these outfits really easily, just by layering and understanding the different accessories and that sort of thing. But you can really see how you still have those beautiful, rich, deep colours in there. And they're all, you can have a look through those in your style file as one of our super stylists, Cheryl.
Okay, I've got to get that dress.
Yes, well, come on the bird's nest. It's there at the moment, so it's a really great, and the cut and design of that dress is really fantastic for lots of different body shapes. So Cheryl, we would love to hear from you. What sort of, I mean, you touched on that transition point in that you retired, but sort of what drew you to the style transformation?
I felt that we travel, well, we were traveling quite a bit.
Yes.
And I found that was the thing, you know, I like to dress up, and I found that I was I've never had trouble, you know, finding an outfit, but I feel like a Christmas tree by the time I'm finished. I tend to be heavy-handed with everything I do, and I think I was looking for a balance in you know, with jewelry, with colour, and style, you know, and I think I felt a little bit lost in terms of I was still trying to wear what I always wore was working. So I'm finding now that because I've worked out my capsules, the colours, everything works, and I do it regularly. And I imagine this is going to be an ongoing journey of constantly revamping and going through things, and I've done that today again, and I'm really delighted. Even my husband said tonight, I really like, you know, the colours. You've always looked nice, but the colours suit you, and so when you're wearing something that doesn't suit you, you look tired, you know. So
absolutely,
yeah. So I think the capsules are the best thing since sliced bread, because it just
yes. And so would you say, Cheryl, that's sort of been your biggest takeaway from style transformation, just that knowledge of how to mix and match?
I think that, and I'm still learning with, you know, getting the right contrast and the tones. You know, too much contrast is something I've always black and white, you know. But also the fact that oh, I've lost it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So the contrast is a really important thing, isn't it? Because you can see there, all of those outfits are in that sort of medium contrast. Remembering, of course, even the teal, head to toe teal is still going to create a medium contrast with your skin. So it's about understanding the overall contrast of the colours you put together, but also the one, even if you're wearing a block colour garment.
That's it. The other thing that has been important is the fit. That's what I lost.
Yes.
You know, going through, when I initially went through my wardrobe and sorted colours and you know, worked out things that I'd been hanging on to and I was never going to wear again. Then it's a matter of going through and putting things on and thinking, well, how do I feel? Because, you know, many of us, I'm sure many of us have worn things and you've been really uncomfortable, but you've persevered because they look, you know, they're to your colour or whatever. But I thought, no, I'm going to be really ruthless. I've gotten to my age, I want to be really comfortable in everything. I've started experimenting with shoulder pads and you know,
awesome.
Sort of just the shape of some of my blazers. So I think fit is really important too, but colour was the go-to for me.
And definitely understanding the shape you are to then know how to create the shape you want.
That's right. That's right.
Fantastic.
So I hide in baggy clothes anymore. So that was
no.
I was in very baggy tops and now they're gone. So I've gone.
Understanding, of course, that the baggy tops actually make you look bigger than you are.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
And colour. Well, thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing that with us. I think now, Fee, we're going to pop everyone back on to say wrap up. Is that the plan? But we wanted to get these great style transformers on to let them explain in their own words the journey that style transformation has given them, all going through either a transition or just feeling like they'd lost their style mojo a little bit. And that's all about that's what style transformation is all about. It's all about understanding your theory so you can almost be more you, understanding exactly what it is you're attracted to and what will look great on you. So as you've seen tonight, understanding that brings cost per wear down. You're not spending money on clothes that don't necessarily suit you, finding clothes that have that right fit and create that fantastic shape you want to create, and essentially bringing you confidence. I think, is that something you'd all agree with? It's just that confidence this brings?
Good.
Knowing your theory. So as I was saying earlier, style isn't, you don't have to be born with it. There are some people born with a certain flair, but I think they're the people that understand their style personality probably from the outset. But you can learn it, absolutely. And that's something we love to do in style transformation, is to take people through that process of learning their theory. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. If you are interested, or if this is something you think you might be interested in, please do join the waitlist for Style Transformation. It's kicking off 2nd of September. If you join the waitlist, you get lots more information about Style Transformation, and you might even be in for a few little bonuses here and there. So do join the waitlist. There'll be a link in the video post. So jump on and make sure you get your details there and join like these lovely ladies and some other like-minded people who are all about understanding their style theory and getting in there and getting confident. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Fee and I love working with you all. It's so fun. I could do this forever. It's just super fun. And don't forget to jump in and get access to your little looks that I put together tonight for you.
That's what I'll be doing after this.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. See you later.